So as we've seen, there's this whole laundry list of potential purposes of sentencing that you can run into in a criminal case. If somebody has been found guilty, you can think of all these different ideas behind what you should do to try and address that through sentencing. But that still leaves us with the question, well, okay, there's all these potential purposes in play. Which one is supposed to be important in Canada? And the answer the Supreme Court of Canada has given is that, well, it's actually all of these, right? All these different purposes of sentencing can be in play at the same time, and it's up to the judge in the specific case to decide, okay, based on what I've seen in this case, based on this specific criminal, this specific crime, this specific victim, these specific circumstances, I have to choose from among all those different purposes of sentencing. They list off all of them. Which one is supposed to be most important? Maybe I can have 3 of them in play in this one crime, or 5 of them in play in another crime, and it's up to the judge to figure out what makes the most sense. So this is from the kind of the formative decision, 1996 Supreme Court of Canada case called R versus CAM. Oh, we write it MCA like this. They say, accordingly, the meaning of retribution must be considered in conjunction with, so it's alongside, the other purposes: deterrence, denunciation, rehabilitation, and the protection of society. Indeed, it is difficult to perfectly separate these interrelated principles. They're all connected together. The relative weight and importance of these multiple factors will frequently vary depending on the nature of the crime and the circumstances of the offender. So we'll see when we actually go to what the different measures that could show up in punishments that the judge is ultimately trying to figure out. What do we know about this criminal? What are the circumstances behind how this happened? And what is it that they actually did? And based on all this whole picture, the judge is supposed to apply all these different purposes and sort of come up with a recipe, a cocktail of different purposes that'll be most appropriate in this specific case, and come up and craft an appropriate sentence given those purposes.